Hello and welcome everyone for a slightly belated new chair yoga session. So last week there was a little break because I had a few days away in the glorious British countryside. It was pretty cold, not going to lie. We're still far, long way off beautiful beach summer holidays, but it was really nice to be away. So this is why there was no video last week. I also need to apologize for the video the week before, which had some light issues. Some of you have noticed, unfortunately, I've put on the wrong lights. That's what happens. Baby brain is real. But good news, this week I've got my lighting correct, so there shouldn't be any strange flickering. So if you're kind of wondering if you've gone a bit crazy, if you've seen flickering on the screen last session, then you haven't. It's the screen. Good. So we're going to do a nice shortish session today, and we're going to really focus on opening the upper part of the body, especially the muscles on the side of the rib cage, the spine, just giving ourselves some space. And for that, we will need something resembling a belt. So I've got my yoga belt, but at home you might grab a belt, a scarf, a dressing gown belt works really well. So if you don't have that at hand, just pause the video briefly and then do come back and join us again. Other things we might need is just our water, making sure we're super comfortable. So I've got a blanket under my feet because I am famously known for hating cold feet. And even though it's a grey, rainy day, it's not too cold, but it always feels quite nice to have something under your feet anyway. And go and find a comfortable chair to sit on if you're not there yet. So something with arms, something without arms, wherever you're going to feel most comfortable for the next 25 minutes that we have together. And then come to bring your legs into a comfortable position. So for me, thanks to my ever-growing bump, my knees need to be slightly apart because there's no more space, but your legs might be a little bit closer together. You might even choose to push your feet away from the body and then allow the lower back to really snuggle into the back of the chair. And you might really need to have a little wriggle about here to make that happen. Bring the palms facing upwards on your lap. Draw the shoulders up to the ears and then back and down. And then allow the eyes to gently close. And we're just going to take here a few moments to become still. And you might notice as soon as we do that, as soon as we invite stillness, our mind has completely different plans. So just for a moment, let the thoughts jump around, let them go crazy. And then let's invite the mind slowly back into the body, into the present moment. We're taking a few deep breaths together. So inhaling through the nose. And then exhale, open the mouth wide, side out. Let's do it again, breathing in. And side out. And then one more long breath in. And a good sigh out. Allow yourself to get a bit heavier here. Allow the belly to be soft. Allow the shoulders to move away from the ears. And just observe how your physical body is feeling right in this moment. Noticing any areas that need looking after today. Any areas of tension, of tightness, maybe there's some discomfort. Or maybe noticing areas in the body that feel good right now. Noticing a sense of spaciousness, maybe across the chest. Observing how the head is just freely balancing on top of the spine without any effort. And then bring the awareness down into your breath. So going a little bit deeper in our bodies. And just begin to observe the movement in the body as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Not changing anything about the breath. Just allowing that gentle rise as we inhale And that sense of release as we exhale. Notice what else there is to notice about the breath. Maybe you can notice the speed, the depth, or maybe even the temperature of the air as it comes in and out of the nose. And if you find that your mind has already drifted, that's okay. Just notice, catch yourself. And then bring the awareness back just for a few more moments. And let's begin to deepen the breath. So on your next inhale, take a little bit more air into the body. And then slowing the exhalation. Let's do that 2 more times. So taking in a little bit more breath on the next inhale. And then let's do one more, and maybe even make this one your biggest inhalation of the day you have taken so far. So long, deep breath in, maybe exaggerate, bring the breath a little bit higher. Feel the collarbones widening. And then a slow breath out. And let's bring a little wriggle into the fingers and into the toes. The eyes can still be closed here. And then slowly begin to make those wriggles bigger. The ankles, the wrists might join in. And on the next inhale, extend the fingertips away from the body, up towards the ceiling. Give yourself a big stretch. Nice stretch from side to side. And if lifting the arms above your head doesn't work for you, stretch the arms to the side, maybe down to the floor, anything that gives you a sense of creating space in the body. And then lower the hands back down into your lap and very gently begin to blink the eyes open. Take a low gaze at first, and then maybe lifting the gaze a little bit higher. And if you would like to have a little bit more of an active practice, then shuffle yourself away from the back of the chair. So removing that support that we have from the back of the chair. So we need to start using our core muscles to sit up. Now my core muscles are slowly non-existent anymore, so I'm going to stay seated back today, but you might choose to do otherwise. So finding a tall seat, wherever you are, whether you're leaning back or you're sitting forward. Imagine there's a string attached to the crown of the head. I really love that visualization. And then I'm slowly pulling on that string to making the spine grow taller. You can really make yourself grow taller a couple of inches when you do that. Good. Shoulders away from the ears, the legs still in a nice comfortable position. So for me, knees are a little bit further apart. For you, they might be closer together. And then draw the shoulders up to the ears as you breathe in. And as you exhale, draw the shoulders back down. Good. 2 more times. Inhaling, draw the shoulders up. Exhaling, let the shoulder blades sink down the spine. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, let's go a bit further here in our mobilization for the shoulders. Let's extend the fingertips down towards the floor, stretching the fingertips, crown of the head stays tall. Inhaling, reach the arms high. Exhaling, lowering the palms down. 2 more times. Inhaling, growing tall. And exhaling to lower. 1 more. Inhaling, growing tall. And exhaling, lowering the hands down. And release the hands into the knees. Let's find a little wriggle through the spine here, starting with cat and cow movement. So as we inhale, use a bit of traction against the knees, draw the chest forward, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhaling, begin to round from the tailbone, drawing the chin towards the chest. Good. Let's do this a few more times. I'm going to move sideways. It might be a little bit more visible that way. Inhaling, draw the chest forward, lift the heart. Exhaling, 2 rounds. And 1 more time, inhale. And exhaling 2 round. Good. And then coming back into an upright position. And let's grab our belts for our first little wriggle exercise to create more space. So take your belt really nice and wide. And word of caution, if you have any shoulder mobility issues, any injuries, take this super easy. Maybe even skip this part, and you can do this without raising the arms. So I'm going to take the arms really nice and wide, inhaling, reaching the arms above the head as far up towards the sky as it feels good for you. And then we're going to sink over towards the left. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, sink over towards the right. Good. 2 more times. Sinking over towards one side. Keep the crown of the head tall. Good. Reaching. And then sink it over towards the side, really feeling that stretch of the side of the rib cage. Next time, inhale, we're going to reach up. And then we're going to go freestyle. So allow the arms to sink over to the side. Maybe forwards and down. And then over towards the other side. So we're just going to move here for a few times. And if it's stressing you out that you can't copy what I'm doing, close your eyes and just allow your body to be the guide here. There's really not much right or wrong we can do. All we're doing is having a little wriggle through the spine. Good. You can lower your arms anytime if you need a quick break. And then let's change direction. So whichever way you're wriggling, wriggle the other way. And ultimately, that is what the physical side of yoga is about, creating space in the body. We can do this by following sequences. We can do this by throwing shapes in our bodies called yoga postures, or we can do this by just having a good old wriggle around. Still yoga, if we are aware of the breath of the present moment. Good, last wriggle here. And then release the arms down. Give your shoulders a moment of break. Maybe close the eyes, take a slow breath in. And a slow breath out. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last inhale. And exhale. Okay, let's blink the eyes open. Pop your belt to the side, or you can have it just resting along your lap. We're going to be using it again in a moment. I'm going to spend a bit more time here on the spine, adding a little twist here to add a bit more space. So for a twist, we have lots of different options. Twist should feel good in the body. So remember, if there's any discomfort, any pinching sensation, then do come out of the posture, give it a break. You can join in just a moment. So let's find our options. Option 1 is take your left leg and cross it in front of the right. Option 2, take your left knee, cross it on top of the right. Or option 3 is to bring your ankle, your left ankle on top of the right knee, letting the knee gently sink out to the side. So this option is only suitable if you have no hip, no knee issues. So probably for most of us, this will not be the place we want to go to today. So this option might be the most suitable one. This is the one that I'm going to follow today. Then take your right hand, place it over onto the left knee, and the left arm reaches out to the side, and then swing it behind you. You can grab hold of the back of the chair. You can let it sort of hang behind you. Just see if you can hold onto something, maybe a piece of fabric or whatever top you're wearing. Lift and lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, begin to draw the left shoulder behind you. Allow the gaze to follow. Inhaling, growing tall. Exhaling, sinking a little bit deeper. 2 more. Inhaling to grow. Exhaling to sink a bit deeper. Last breath in. And slow breath out. Inhaling, come back to center. And then swap sides. So uncurl yourself. Unhook your knee. Whatever variation you're going with. And find the same variation, ideally on the other side. So crossing the right leg in front of the left. The right knee on top of the left. Or option 3 is to have the ankle on top of the opposite knee. So I'm going to go for my option 2 again. Take your pick. And then slide your left hand over onto the right knee. The right arm swings out to the side and then let it sink back behind you. Good. Grab hold onto something. Lift and lengthen, growing tall. Exhale, begin to twist very gently, drawing the shoulders Right shoulder behind you, allow the gaze to follow, and really let your body be the guide. Now, my body doesn't have much space left for twisting. My enormous belly is making sure of that. But I can still achieve a bit of a twist here in the upper part of the spine, which feels lovely. And then drawing the breath into this space, let yourself grow a bit taller. And then sinking a little bit deeper. Inhaling, growing tall. Exhale to sink. Last breath in. And then draw yourself over. Good, release, come back to center. Unhook yourself, unhook the knee, and then close the eyes. Just take a few breaths. And then gently blink the eyes open as I come back. Just making sure the light is still correct here. Lovely. Hopefully feeling a little bit more spacious in the upper part of the body. And let's place a little bit of awareness on the lower part of the body before we go any further. And let's wake up our feet and begin to walk them out. So lifting the left heel and the right heel. And let's just walk on the spot here. Good, lovely. Little heel lifts. On the left, on the right. Good. And we can keep doing this for a little while. And in fact, we do want to do this for a little while until it feels like this is becoming a bit of effort. Until you feel a little sense of heat in the back of the calf muscle. Good. Lifting and lowering. And these days, it is already starting to become a little bit of effort for me. So if you can feel this, then that's absolutely normal. And you can do this a lot slower than I am doing it, in fact, as well. In fact, any movement here, any lifts of our heels will activate the feet, the calf muscles, and that's what we want, especially if we're feeling a little bit sluggish, a little bit tired. And with the weather like it is today, the rain coming down, I'm certainly feeling quite sluggish. Then allow the heels to lower and allow that heat to slowly drift out of the legs. Then ground through the feet, and we want to just lift our toes here. So lifting all 5 toes on each foot, spreading them wide, and then slowly lowering down with control. Good, just finding a bit of activation here. And notice as we're pressing, especially the big toe down into the ground, the arches of our feet are lifting a little bit. So just giving our feet a bit of support, which is going to help our balance, our stability. Good. So grounding down here. And then let's go and pick up our lovely belt. Oh, actually, let's pick up our belt. Yes, let's pick up our belt. Unravel it. And then let's lower it and bring it down underneath the ball of your right foot. So towards the front of the foot, grounding down. And then walk your hands down the leg a little bit. Sitting up nice and tall, shoulders back and down. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, begin to draw that heel away from the body. Now, the heel might still be pointing towards the floor. If you want a bit more, you can draw the arms back, really hugging the shoulders back into their sockets. Elbows are hugging in so the leg is extended long. Check that you're not starting to lean back or falling to the lower back. If you're not quite sure, lower the leg a bit and see if that feels more comfortable. I'm going to stay a little bit lower here today and then use my arms to create more stability here. So a little bit of strength work for the upper body as well. Good. And then slowly let yourself sink into this stretch. We want to keep a sense of activation through the leg here. So don't let the arms do the whole work. Instead, that right knee wants to draw up a little bit. So the kneecap wants to draw up. So the leg feels like it's active. And we're really stretching through the back of the calf muscle here. We're going to give it a few more breaths. If it's getting too strong, you can lower your leg at any time. Good, allowing the breath to settle. Take another 2 breaths in here. And that slow breath out. One more inhale. And then exhale, release that leg, let it lower down. And then swapping sides. Bring the belt underneath the ball of the left foot, sitting nice and tall. Or if you like me leaning back, make sure you still have that support from the back of the chair. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, kick that heel away. Hug the shoulders back, nice and tall. So we are stretching out the body here. The back of the leg can get really quite tight. And we want to give that a few moments here. Good. Draw that right kneecap up, left kneecap up, just to the, we're having some support from our muscles here in the body. Take a long breath in and a slow breath out. Breathing in again and out. Last breath in and exhale, release, lower the leg and then let go of the belt. We're not going to need it anymore. You can pop it to the side and give your fingers a moment of release. So open and closing them a few times and then giving them a shake as if you're trying to shake off water from the fingers. Good. Lovely. And then bring the hands back onto your knees. Draw the shoulders up to the ears and then back and down. And let's find that sense of lengthening through the spine again. So string attached to the crown of the head, making you grow a bit taller. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Maybe even close the eyes for the next couple of breaths. So let's come back into the zone here. And then blink the eyes open. Good. Let's heel to the feet slightly apart. So there's a bit of a V shape here between the legs. And we're going to do a little bit more upper body work, upper body strength work through our warrior sequence. So we'll slowly begin to slide that left leg away from the body and allow the toes to point down. Now, you can go really wide here. I am not, for obvious reasons, but if you shuffle all the way to the front of the chair, you can stretch that leg all the way to the side and finding that really quite strong stretch to the inside of your left leg. Now, I'm going to take a little bit easier, so I'm going to shuffle back. There'll be a little bend in my knee. Let the toes point down, growing nice and tall. And on the next inhale, we're going to take the arms up towards the sky, maybe lift the gaze. As you exhale, bring the palms down towards parallel with the floor. And then from here, allow the gaze to go over towards the right fingertips. So our gazing point is the middle right fingertip. And we're going to imagine there's a little surface we're pressing into, so the arms are really active. The arms can also be lower, or if it doesn't work for you, have the arms down on your knees. But if it feels good, imagine you're extending here from the left fingertips to the right fingertips. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. So this is our warrior two. 2 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Final breath in and slow breath out. Release your left hand down onto your left leg. The right palm flips up towards the sky and then allow the palm to reach a little bit higher and over towards the side. So we're again creating that space on the right side of the rib cage. If this is too strong for the shoulders, the arm can be in front of the face, the arm can be down on your knee. In fact, the important bit is here as we are opening it, we are stretching through the right side of the rib cage. 2 more breaths. Allow the head to stay tall, so we don't want the head to droop down to the floor, keeping it nice and tall. Take an inhale and exhale. 1 more inhale and exhale. Inhaling, come back to center and then reverse the movement. So the right arm comes down into the right knee now. Take a little the weight of the upper body slightly into that right arm, just a little bit. And then sweep the left arm above the head up towards the sky. Let it sink over, breathing deeply into the left side of the rib cage. And again, this can be with the arm lifted, maybe even the gaze can go up to the ceiling. If not, gazing forwards or down to the floor. The arm can be in front of the head, it can be down on the leg. Again, just opening the opposite side of the body. Take 1 final breath in here. And a slow breath out. Inhaling, let the arm come back up. Swoop it down. Give your left leg a helping hand. And then come back into that V shape. Good. Take a moment, close the eyes, just observe that space that we've created. And then moving on to the other side. So extending the opposite leg out long. let the toes go floppy. We don't need to point them or flex them in any way. And you can really widen your stance here. So this is going to give us that stretch on the inside of the right leg. Grounding through the left leg, inhaling, reach the arms up. And then exhale, bring the palms parallel towards the floor. Ideally at about shoulder height. If that's too strong, they can be lower, they can be all the way down on your knees. Imagine the fingertips are being gently pulled apart from the left and the right, and we're gazing over the left middle fingertip. And then stabilize the breath here. On the inhale, finding length through the spine. As we exhale, we are grounding a little bit more through the feet here. 2 more breaths in our warrior 2. Last inhale. And exhale. Good. Release the right arm down towards the right leg. Inhale, the left arm flips to the ceiling and then reach it up and over, reversing your warrior. Breathe deeply into the side of the rib cage here. And if this is too strong, remember, option to lower the arm at any time. Breathing into the left side of the rib cage, opening all these muscles in between the ribs, the lungs, giving us more space to breathe. Take 1 more inhale. And exhale, lowering the gaze, lower the arm down towards the knee. And then slide your left arm down onto the left knee, taking a little bit of weight here through that left leg. The right arm can sweep up and over and then sink it into extended side angle posture. So the top arm can come alongside the top ear. Check that we're not really fully dumping our weight though into our left arm. Reaching over, the gaze can go up towards the ceiling. Or if that's too strong for the neck, which it might be, look down to the floor. If it's too strong for the upper arm, bring the arm forward or lower it down. I'm going to take 2 final breaths here. Last inhale. And exhale, inhaling, sweep the arm back up, lower it down, give your right leg a helping hand and bring your feet back together. And then allow yourself to sit back, shuffle back on the chair, getting comfortable, snuggling into that back of the chair again. And then allow the eyes to close. And we're going to take 3 long breaths here together, inhaling through the nose. And exhale, side out. Inhaling again. And exhale. Last breath in. And slow breath out. And on that last exhale, let yourself get heavy as we are settling into a few final minutes together in our relaxation. Allowing the body to feel heavy, allow the feet to sink down into the ground. Take a moment to let go of any need to control the breath in any way. Letting the belly go soft. And then allow the awareness to slowly drift down the body into the sole of the right foot. Releasing the top of the right foot, the right toes, ankle, lower leg, right knee, right upper leg, and the right side of the hip. Releasing the sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left toes, ankle, lower leg, left knee, left upper leg, and the left side of the hip. Releasing across the belly, softening the lower back, middle back, upper back, to the right shoulder, right upper arm, elbow, lower arm, top of the right hand, palm of the right hand, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Releasing the chest, open to the left shoulder, left upper arm, elbow, lower arm, top of the left hand, palm of the left hand, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Releasing all the way up the neck, across the throat, softening the jaw, the tongue, cheeks, nose, eyes, and forehead. And for the next few moments, allow yourself to rest here. Letting go of any need to control the breath. And if you find that the mind is wandering, gently encourage it back into the present moment. And slowly, without moving or changing anything, bring the awareness back to any sounds you can hear. Sounds you can hear outside of the room that you're in. And then any sounds you can hear inside the room you're in. Maybe even noticing the sound of your own breath. And then let's begin to deepen the breath. Without any rush, just taking in a little bit more air on every inhalation. Take another 2 or 3 rounds like this. Bringing in a little bit more air into the body. One more inhale. And exhale. And then invite some movement through your fingers and your toes. You can start slowly here. Maybe opening, closing the fingers, the toes. And begin to rotate at the ankles, at the wrists. And on the next inhale, extend the fingertips away from the body. Find a stretch in whatever way it feels good for you. The fingertips may reach down to the floor, up towards the ceiling, whatever works for you. And if there's a little yawn that needs to escape at this point, let it escape. Take a slow breath in. And a slow breath out. Lower the arms back down onto your lap. And then very, very gently, either keeping the eyes closed or taking a low gaze. Let's reach the arms above the sky, up towards the sky. And then lowering them down through heart center, palms touching. Take a slow inhale. And a slow exhale. Take a moment to honor your effort, the time you've made to practice along right now. And a moment of gratitude towards our bodies and, of course, towards each other. Find a gentle bow of the head towards the hands. Namaste. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the session. My days are not quite numbered yet, but they're soon coming to an end. I'm going to continue recording online sessions as long as I can. And of course, once the baby's here and I have an ounce of energy left, I will continue with the online sessions as well on YouTube. But also, those of you that are here based in Blackheath in London, you may have gotten my email or heard the good news that we are finally allowed to restart our sessions in person in 2 weeks' time, so on the 26th of May at the Age Exchange. So you should have gotten an email from me. If I haven't heard back from you, I'm probably going to give you a call in the next week or so to make sure you know. And I'm really looking forward to seeing many of you then. Those of you that live further afield that can't join us, thank you for continuing to join us online. We'll keep the sessions going, of course, as well. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.